What's up guys, Andrew here. Welcome to my channel where I share tech tips and entertainment content. And in this video, I share with you actionable tips on getting to 1,000 subscribers, as well as 4,000 watch hours on YouTube. So the first thing that I definitely encourage you is to unlearn what you've learned about YouTube from your friends or individuals who are not necessarily where you want to be, and take the time to learn that information from YouTube themselves. YouTube has a dedicated website on how YouTube works, and it's essential that you go through that to understand how it works and how it will affect you in the future. They have their commitments. They have product features, whether you're considering learning more about YouTube search or recommended videos, news and information, monetization for creators, and YouTube Live. The rules and policies are there, their policy overview, their community guidelines, copyright information, user settings, as well as privacy controls, ad settings, and things like that. So the first thing I would say to consider is to learn YouTube from YouTube. The next thing I'll say is to embrace the YouTube Creator Academy. The YouTube Creator Academy talks about getting started on YouTube, the content strategies, production, channel optimization, money and business, policies and guidelines. So if you're looking for a YouTube school that is free, this is it. YouTube has designed this for us to learn from them exactly what we need to learn to make our channels very, very awesome. So you have it all here. Definitely embrace the YouTube Creator Academy. All right, guys, next thing I want to suggest are some books. I definitely want to give you that data. The first one I want to mention is YouTube Secrets. Definitely check that one out. I'm currently going through it right now. Very, very good book. And the other suggestions I have, this one is Superfans, and last but not least, Tube Ritual, Jumpstart Your Journey to 5,000 YouTube subscribers. Those are the three books that I would recommend right now. The next thing I want to bring to your attention is embracing YouTube SEO. These are very, very important as you're creating and crafting your videos. You want to make sure that they're search engine friendly and they can, your videos can easily be found, right? So a couple of things I want to show you there is one of the tools is Tubebuddy. Tubebuddy is a great tool to learn how to maximize the potential of your videos. This is me just searching Astro 820 here as an example, and it shows me the results as well as the summary of how that search term will do. So you can, explore your niche for that depending on what you're trying to create and craft. The next one I want to mention is VidIQ. These are extensions that you can install. I'll have links for that for you. VidIQ, another example here where I put in Astro 820 as a search term, and it gave me the search volume and a competition for that particular term. So depending on your niche, whether it's tech, entertainment, or whatever it might be, you can just search the terms to see how that would do well for you and what you can do with that particular term. And the other one here, as I have next, is Google Trends. So Google Trends, you can explore and just see exactly how a term would do. So for example, if I put in here ProtonVPN as a search term, you can actually do comparisons for the terms. It will show you the interest over time, depending on what you want to do there. And last but not least, the other one I want to mention is Ubersuggest. You can do the same thing there by putting in a search term, and then from there, it'll give you the search volume, SEO difficulty, and things like that for those terms. Now, from Tubebuddy, VidIQ, Google Trends, and Ubersuggest, and there's others that you could definitely find on the web. If you couple all those tools to find the best things that you need to do for a particular video, you can't lose with that particular lineup. With Tubebuddy, VidIQ, Google Trends, you have everything you need, including Ubersuggest, to do a great video, or at least prep to do a great video that you have in mind. All right, so let's talk about how to structure your videos. There are three major elements in the video creation process for YouTube that you typically see on channels that are major, or even, minor channels on YouTube once they understand this particular process, right? So a couple of things that you want to make sure you provide. You want to provide a hook that delivers connected to the value of the video, right? So you say something like, hey guys, in this video, I'm going to provide this, this, and that. And then from there, the value is provided with what you said in the hook, right? And then from there, once you finish providing that particular value, you do a call to actions at the end. You encourage to watch more or subscribe to your content. Now, typically, if what you said in the hook is provided in the value, the person will continue to watch. And from there, they'll even consider your call to actions at the end of the video to watch more or subscribe to the actual content. Now, that is the format, okay? What we need to understand and continue to focus on is that this is a viewer experience, right? You're creating assets for the viewer, and that viewer, once they find that asset, if it delivers on what you said it was going to deliver, they're going to be more inclined to follow or see more of your stuff in the future, okay? Now, a couple of things about thumbnails. I know there's different conversations or different philosophies surrounding thumbnails. So let's talk about clickbait thumbnails, right? For me, if I see a thumbnail that is very emotive, expressive, but I click on that thumbnail, and on the other side of that click, once I start watching the video does not provide what the thumbnail said to me, that's clickbait, okay? Now, if there's an expressive thumbnail, a very emotive thumbnail, and I click on that thumbnail, and on the other side of that, I start watching it, and it actually delivers on what I saw in the thumbnail, that's not clickbait. So I know that there's some individuals out there, different circles, where they believe those expressive or those shots of people doing surprising faces or anything like that on their thumbnail is not something that they desire to see. But if you look at the data, really you want to pay attention to what the data tells you. If people are actually clicking on those thumbnails and you're actually delivering on the other side of that thumbnail, then it really doesn't matter what anybody says about those thumbnails. If the data actually shows you that people are clicking on that, right? And you're actually delivering on the other side of that thumbnail. So whatever people are saying about it, consider turning that noise off. But if your data shows that they are clicking on your thumbnail that's expressive, emotive, or surprising faces, shocking faces, or whatever it is, but yet you're delivering on the other side of that thumbnail exactly what you showed on that thumbnail, that's not clickbait, okay? So again, definitely have your hook. Make sure your hook delivers, your value delivers, okay, after your hook. And then from there, your call to actions, whether that's subscribing at the end or encouraging them to watch this video here or that video there, however you frame that at the end on your end card, for them to encourage them to watch more. All right, and that's how I structure my videos. Sometimes I take some A/B testing risks, but typically that's how I structure my videos for YouTube. All right, so how does Netflix keep you engaged? How does Netflix keep me engaged, right? Have you ever thought about that? Like we'll sit here and we'll watch like 4 or 5 episodes of a season of whatever, right? And the time will just fly by. And we're wondering, how did we sit here to watch these 5 episodes? But when we were watching or trying to watch the family movie, whatever it was for that weekend, we couldn't get through the movie, or it was like a big pull just to sit to watch that movie, right? So how does Netflix keep us engaged? I think that's a question that you have to consider when you're crafting content for your YouTube channel. You need to find a way to craft the content in such a way that the viewer will continue watching. And how do we do that? All right, so let's take a look at a couple of things. All right, so how does Netflix keep you engaged? I saw an article I want to mention briefly to you right here. All right, it says an engaged user is a happy user, and Netflix is pulling all the stops to keep them watching, which we can do that for YouTube as well. Interestingly enough, the personalization algorithm resets every 24 hours, making it more likely that users will keep discovering current titles of interest from Netflix ever-growing catalog. Now that's Netflix. That's how Netflix has set it up. Now, if you remember, when you're watching a video on Netflix, a particular season, season 1, episode 1, at the end of episode 1, there's a cliffhanger, right? And the cliffhanger usually gives you about 10 seconds at the end of that to watch the next episode, okay? And then you watch the next episode because you didn't want to stay at the cliffhanger, and that pulls you into season 1, episode 2, cliffhanger, 10 seconds to watch, you know, and it continues, it goes on and on and on. Now, what we need to do for YouTube is at the end of our video, we need to craft a similar experience so they can watch something else. Okay. And the way you do that is you create a YouTube outro card, right? You see these a lot. You've seen these. You've clicked on these, right? Where an individual will create an end card that says, thanks for watching. Now we can look at this one as an example. It'll say, thanks for watching. Now check this out, right? Or check that out, okay? So now if you're trying to increase minutes watched on your channel, you should consider doing an end card where it would have at least one video that is best for the viewer, and then a playlist on the other side of that, and maybe your subscription button in the middle, right? So you want to have something set up like that, because if you're considering increasing watch time on your channel to get, 4,000 plus, and above, right? And beyond, then you need to craft that experience at the end of every single video that you create on your channel. It's a must, okay? So at the end of this video, I'll do that end card that will say something like, hey, for more related content, check out these picks for you, or something like that, right? I'll say that because I want the viewer, or you, right, as you're watching this, to continue watching my content, and that increases the minutes watched on my channel. So if you do that, let's say you have 20 videos already in the bank on your YouTube channel, and you start making this a practice for every single video that you put out, by the time you turn around, you'll have 4,000 watch hours, because essentially what you're doing at that point is you're creating an ecosystem, your own quote unquote Netflix, if you will, ecosystem on your channel, where every end video is a video on your channel that they're going to watch. And that's what you want. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, this is a methodical way to go from 1,000 subscribers and also getting your 4,000 watch hours. Let me know your takeaways from this video in the comments below. Also, you can find me on Twitch, link in the description below. For more related content, check out these top picks for you.